Hello guys, how are you? How are you guys? Can you hear me? Can you see me? Is the music good? Good morning from Texas. Good morning. Hey, not good weekend. Hi. Yes, it's a good weekend. How are you guys? Liked before watching. Yes, that's good. I remember I put up a video before on like 8 minutes and was someone who liked it, and he did write good video 18 seconds after I put up the video. What? Yeah, it's all clear. I am waiting for you. That's good, that's good. As you can see, I just bought a new chair to sit on while I'm doing this. Okay guys, let's see what we can see. Okay, so we're coming up, looking at Bitcoin. We're starting off with Bitcoin, obviously. Looking at it, you have the previous all-time high at 64,000, at 65,000, and we are coming up to that level one more time to retest. So what we will see if we're gonna hold it or if we're actually will come back down. It's a strong level for us to break. So if we, let's see, can just change that. Hey, not nice to see you. I made a comment some other day and got response from scammers pretending to be you. Oh, I'm trying to take all the scammers away, but sometimes it's really hard. There's so many of them. But guys, remember, so I would never text you and tell you anything like the scammers. I will never do that. So I'm trying to take them away, but sometimes, there's so many of them. But as long as you know that I will never ever try to text you and ask you about money or anything, or me, Andy, or none of us in the Bitcoinsensus community. But okay, so let's see what could happen to Bitcoin. Obviously, I want to see how Bitcoin is moving against this level. It was a long time I was doing the 15 minutes chart, so I'm just gonna have an update on my own chart. I hope you have a good day. I wanted to come on earlier to have the live stream, but this was the good time for me today. Okay, let's see what we could do. Just 1 second, guys. I just need to do this. Okay. I'm good. I'm super good. How are you guys? I'm super good. It's Saturday and we're on the charts. How are you guys? Okay, so we are having some movement. So we came up to previous all-time high, and we are on our way down again. So we're just retesting it, but we could definitely come up to this level again. But as long as we're not seeing a candlestick closing above, but looking at the 4 hour, we do have a huge candlestick to the upside, but we can try to see something. Just 1 second. Just 1 second, guys. So what we can do is that we're taking the Fibonacci from 67,638 to the lowest point, and that is around 64,800. So if we're breaking this level, I'm just gonna copy and paste it to the lower time frames. Okay, so if we're coming up to this level, we are going to retest. Okay, so we're taking the Fibonacci away. So because we do have, even if we're having the pullback right now to the upside, because we are in a small downtrend right now, I don't see market coming up right. I mean, it could definitely come up. Short tied with always so, yeah. Okay, so I am having huge momentum to the downside, obviously. Market can come up to 65,800, and then we just might see a pullback to the downside. If we're coming to these levels, to the Fibonacci levels, I definitely want to see how the market is reacting to that level. If we're seeing the market spiking through it with huge momentum, obviously maybe it's not the best time to buy to sell the market. Obviously, as always, we want to have confirmations that the market is actually that the market actually don't have the power to break it. So we want to see something like this. We want to see market having dojis, whatever candlestick pattern, but a reversal pattern against these levels. That's something that I would want to see. I don't think that we should, just because we're coming up more or breaking this previous all-time high, doesn't mean we're coming back up. But definitely looking at these levels first of all, and then I am gonna take my decision from what's happening if the market comes up to that level. So I can do something like this. I can just put in an alert when the market is crossing up. The market will tell me, and then I'll see if the market is actually on its way down or if it's just breaking the level. And we're going to Ethereum, and guys, you can see that we came back down to the trend line that I did have. Very perfect. Can you see, like, we just touched it, market came back up. We could also have taken a Fibonacci from the lowest point to the highest point, from 4,574 to the highest point at 4,671. Obviously the move already happened, but just because when we're coming back down to a support trend line like this and we're moving to the upside, so why I'm having the trend line is obviously to see if we're coming to that level, respect it, and then on our way up again. And we were, so at that point we could have taken the Fibonacci to see where the next higher low could be created. And on the 4 hour it looks like this, but we can break it down to the lower time frames. And on the 1 hour chart, we could see the market having the downtrend, the pullback right here, right? But we're going down to the lower time frames to see the break of the downtrend. So you saw a lower high. This was the last lower low. This was the last lower high. Oops. Lower low, last lower high. Why? Because this could be the last lower high because it's a very bad one. But it was actually at this level we broke. And we started to have maintaining higher lows. Oh shit, someone's spamming the chart. What the hell? Don't spam. Okay, we're gonna block this person. Sorry, but what the hell? Someone doesn't have a life. Remove. Okay, guys, stop spamming my live stream. How can I remove this person? What? Oh. Oh yeah, I don't know where they are actually. No, they're not here. Some people have no life. Please stop spamming and have some self-respect. Heart for Natalie. Don't give me a heart when you're doing that on my channel. Really? Some people don't have life, but hey, please guys, don't care about these people. They're just nothing to care about. Because they want to so much time. I don't know where the guys are, but hey, I can handle it myself, but it's just gonna take away the time from me looking at the chart because they don't have. Okay. Okay, I think I hope they're gone, and I hope okay, whatever guys. So let's continue. Yeah. Okay, whatever. I can't speak for no. Sorry. Okay, so guys, when we came to what could happen to Ethereum right now. I'll take that one away. So we're just focusing on what could actually happen. So we are doing this again. So either Okay, let's see. We're still in this bullish channel right here. And okay, so either we're gonna break for the 4,680, break it, and then we're continuing to the upside, or we are right now respecting this level and we're continuing back down. But what I would want to see is obviously seeing the market coming back down a little bit more, come up again. So I'll have my second retest, and then we see market continuing to the downside. We just might come back down to the trend line one more time, and either we just have a fake out or we're just closing exactly how the market did close here. Can you see the wick, the fake out, market comes inside again, market can come back down. Okay, so right now we are at this level. We could come back down again, but as long as we're not seeing the market fake us out, coming inside, and then you see retest continuation. So we are at a very good level right now to see what could happen. So that's what I want to see. Oh, Devor is here. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you. Okay, so let's see. Someone wanted me to look at up here, but the spamming person was here and took away all the messages. Let's see. Oh, I cannot see. Okay, guys, so just tell me what pair you want me to look at. If there's anything. Otherwise, we'll just go to XRP right away. And we're looking at the higher time frames. And for XRP, I can still see market coming back down to our trend line that we're having here also. And that is combined with the higher time, with the previous resistance. I'm also having a Fibonacci from, we can just do it again so you can see. You can take the Fibonacci from 9,440 and I took it to 1.2225. And oh, hi Pamela, how are you? I'm super happy to have you here. Okay, so XRP, I could see market coming back down to this level again because you have three. If we're coming down to this level, you got three strong confirmations. First one is the trend line. The second thing is that you're having a previous support and resistance zone. So resistance, support, support, support. You also have the weekly Fibonacci right here. So if we are seeing the market coming back down to this level, we just might have to adjust the trend line. But for now, we're having it like this. And after that, we could see the market retrace back up again. It looks like we're coming back down again because we're having, on the 4-hour chart, we're having market going up, fake out, lower low, lower high, lower low. We just might create another lower high, market comes back down. Natalie, pray for XRP, yeah. okay. Okay, on PHA, I just want to see how it looks on the weekly first. So we're taking a trend line and we're adjusting it when we're coming down to the lower time frames. And then okay, so we are having a support where the market didn't have the power to break. So it did break it, but we came back down. We retested the resistance again, came back down to the trend line. So right now we're bouncing off of this trend line that we took from the weekly, but we did adjust it on the 1 hour chart, or the daily chart. We can also see that we did have the fake out from this level. So we're doing it something like that. Okay, so I do believe the market will continue back up because we had a fake out to the trend line. We had a support, also the fake out. We're taking the Fibonacci from 0.7133 to the highest point at 0.7655. Market came back down to the Fibonacci levels on the 4 hour chart, and now we could definitely continue to the upside. The only thing that we do have to have in mind is that we're having this previous lower low right here because the market came back down, created a lower high. This was a small pullback. Market comes back down, create another lower low, lower high. But because we're coming down to the trend line, this is where we can bounce off and continue to the upside. Hi Mark, how are you? Mark! Oh, I'm good, how are you? So we could come back down again. So we're looking at PHA. We could come back down again to this level at 7330 or 7390 again. As long as we're not breaking this trend line, we can come back down to that level and then see continuation to the upside. Start to see small movements to the upside. Obviously it's not happening right away, but we also have to have in mind that we're having a previous low here at 7666, around that level. So when the market comes to that level, you just might see the market having the pull back down and then continuation to the upside. So that's what I'm seeing on PHA right now. Oh, you're doing fantastic. Good, Mark. I'm happy about that. I'm super happy about that. Oh, okay. So on AVAX, we did break the down. I had a trend line right here and we did break it. We did not even have a retest, or yes, we did actually have that. We're taking that one away. Okay, so we did break that trend line. So we had a pullback. Market is now on its way up. Okay, I just want to take everything away and I want to start from the beginning. Okay, I'm just gonna have this trend line on in case the market have a pullback. I took it on the daily, and why I'm having it like this is because I actually don't like it, but I don't want to have a trend line looking like. Okay, we can have it like that too. So we could come back down to the trend line that I did take on the 4-hour chart, but we could also come back down to a trend line that I'm having. I mean, I want to have something like that instead. Yeah, so that is so much better. But that is in case we're coming back down. I don't like that. I'm taking that one away, guys. So still looking at the daily, we're taking a Fibonacci from 74.72, 22, I'm sorry, and we're taking it to 91.34. We're having huge momentum right now to the upside. So during this whole day, we have been very bullish, I'm sorry, and you could see that if we would have taken this yesterday, we would actually had our entry around 16, 4 o'clock in Sweden. Can you see market came back down, retested a 50% 2 times before it decided to come up. But okay, so what could happen right now? We're having another level right here. We're having a previous resistance at 91.23. We could come back down to that level, but we can also, okay, so yeah, so that is the first target we could come back down to, because that is the high of the dailies, taking it from the wick, 91.27. If we're seeing the market having just a small pullback, and but if we're coming back inside, so let's say tomorrow's candlestick, if we're seeing the market closing inside of this previous resistance, the market could retest it and then coming back down to the Fibonacci levels that I was having, and then you see market continuing to the upside. And that is between 80.67 and 82.72. But that is if we're seeing the market have the fake out and we're coming inside of the resistance one more time. But we're having huge momentum right now to the upside on AVAX, so it's really hard telling us. I just want to see how the market, where the market is closing and how the market is reacting to that level. So we just have to wait so the pair can just calm down a little bit. Natalie, I want to jump on your hair. What? Why? Mana. Okay, we're having, so on the daily we can see that we're having a resistance at 3.05, and we actually retested that one yesterday. You saw the wick right here. We can also have done something like this. So market could come back down to 3.07 again. Because remember, guys, we are in a uptrend, so why I'm looking for the market to come back down is because I want to see where the retracement could be, where the retracement could come back down to. I do believe we will come back. So the first target that I could see market coming back down to is 3.1. It's definitely the first target. Looking at the lower time frames, we're taking Fibonacci from 3.6 to the lowest point at 3.2, and this is actually where we came up to. We did retest this, the 50%, so we just might have the market coming up again, and then you see market coming back down. Because on the 30 minutes chart, we are in a downtrend. If we're coming up even more, you also have this support at 3.56. So just looking at these targets before you go long, I would recommend, because I do believe, because so the last 4-hour chart, 4-hour candle is so huge. You can also see how it looks on the, even on the 12-hour, you have a huge bearish candlestick. So this could actually be a fake out. So we're just taking the smaller time frames away. So we do have a resistance right here. Market broke, came back inside. This is the fake out. Market is not right now retesting the previous resistance on the 12-hour, and we could see market from that continuing to the downside. So that's what I see right now. Oh, Mark is here. How are you, Mark? Mark wanted me to look at okay, so you wanted me to look at Bitcoin? Yeah. I'm sorry, and I know I yawn all the time. I'm so sorry about that. I cannot control it. Okay. So, okay, Mark, so what I see, because we are right now retesting the weekly all-time high, previous all-time high. So this could just be where the market comes. I want to see how the market is reacting to this level. And on the lower time frames, because we did talk about it, if we're seeing the market close, if I see the market closing below 64,970, I could definitely see market coming back down again. Or we could come up to, on Bitcoin now, if we're breaking this level, I'm using 65,953 and 66,307 to see how the market reacts to those levels, and then I just might see the market continue back down. I don't want to go in on a long yet, because we're having huge momentum right now. So if we're coming back up to the Fibonacci levels that I just talked about, that is also a previous support, just might turning into a new resistance. So I for myself, it doesn't have to be like this, but I would definitely for me, the market is just right now having the pullback, and I cannot see the pullback being done yet. And looking at the daily, we're having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're having 5 bearish candlesticks. So either I want the market to come back down to, because we just had the wicks right here. I do believe we can come back down to retest 63,660. If we're coming back down from this level, this is the first target that I see we can come back down to, and then we just might see market continuing to the upside. But looking at the higher time frames candlestick, I don't think that we're ready yet to break to the upside again. Oh, 1 USDT. Okay, so we're looking at Harmony, and And I know that I was analyzing this pair this morning. And so I don't remember when we were looking at this pair together, but we did retest this previous support turning into resistance. We came back down to the support, previous resistance. What also could happen right here, we're taking fib from 32319 to the lowest point at 27406. We could see market coming up to that level, and if we're doing that, that is also combined with the downtrend or the trend line that we're having. We could see market coming back down again, because right now on the higher time frames we did create a lower high, a lower low, so we just might have another lower high right here, and then market comes back down again to the support 25595. Either we're just continuing to the upside from that level, because for myself, I think we could retest it even more before we continue into the upside. Looking at the weekly, we're also just being super bearish this whole week. So we're having, yeah, as long I just want to see how it looks at 29,798. Hi Vitalion, how are you? Hello Natalie, I'm new, but I see you many times and make likes but never comment. Haha. Hello Natalie, I'm new. Oh, you have never commented, or have I? Well, hey Richard, welcome to this channel. How are you? Hey Natalie, can you do Solana? Yes, of course. Please know I am so long from there. Okay, so we're looking at Sol. And Solana is just where... Okay, did this happen today? Okay, so 8 o'clock this morning, we had a doji. Let's see how it looks in the 1 hour chart. Oh yeah, so this is how we want it to look when we're having the market coming back down to the Fibonacci levels. This is how we want it to look. So we're having the market, starts to calm down, and you're seeing, if you're zooming in, you are seeing the market give you a double bottom right here, and this did not close below this first leg. So that is such a perfect, it's a really perfect way for us to get it in, or for me to get in the market. We could also have taken a Fibonacci from 222 to the highest point at 231, and can you see how the market perfectly came back into that Fibonacci levels that we did have? But what could happen? Okay, so we're looking at the higher time frames, obviously, or what could happen now. So this has already happened. And we are now breaking the previous support that we do have at 236, going down to the lower time frames. This is the same thing over and over again, guys. So as long as we're not having a bearish candlestick closing inside of below the support again, because if we're doing that, we just might have the retest continuation and back down to the Fibonacci again, first target. Or if we're actually breaking it, break, retest, continuation, and the next target could be 249. Break it, retest, continuation to the upside. If we're closing like this in 6 hours and 36 minutes, you will also have an engulfing candle combined just with the Fibonacci. So if we're having that, market could go up. Thank you so much, Richard. Okay, so what else? After Sol, AXS. Okay, so as long as we're not... Okay, so this is the weekly. Okay, so we do have, on the weekly, we do have a strong previous resistance at 138. Looking at the daily, we have another resistance right here at 147. And on the lower time frames, we have a downtrend on the 4-hour chart. Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, low. What could happen right now is that we are retesting the resistance one more time, either to go to the downside again, and the first target we can come back down to is obviously the previous resistance at 138, looking like this. We just might bounce off, coming back up, and then see market continue to the upside. Or we're actually having the power to break it and retest continuation. So why I always want to have the retest is because the market is always giving us so many fake outs. I'm always going to talk about this. You have the market as a resistance right here. Market tries to break it, don't have the power to do that. Market comes inside, give you the second retest continuation to the downside, and that is like almost, it happens so many times, and that is why I'm always saying that I want to have the retest, because I don't want to get faked out. If you do not agree with me, that's totally fine. This is just how I see the market. But backtesting right now, I've been backtesting so much these last 2 weeks about the fake outs, and they're happening every time and everywhere. Same here, market breaks, try to break it, continuation to the upside, retest up. Pamela, I'm thinking about entering AX. There have some big projects coming up. As long as you're trusting your own analysis, that's good. Just you go with that. Remember, guys, I am no financial advisor. This is just how I see the market. Natalie, do you have Twitter? I have Twitter, but I've never used Twitter before, but I'm actually gonna do that. I'm gonna start to put up my own analysis on that one actually. Okay, so we're looking at HBR. So we've already been here. So I do have the trend line, a super good trend line right here. We can take a Fibonacci. Okay, so I want to take the Fibonacci from 38.66 to the highest point at 45.25. Because we're at the highest point right now, obviously, everyone can see that. We're having a previous resistance at 4485. Looks like we are coming up to retest that level, and then slowly continues back down either to the Fibonacci around 41,000 or 42,000. If we're breaking those levels, we can come back down to the trend line that we're having, and that could be anywhere from, from 3,800. That just depends on how the market is moving. But it looks like we're coming back down. It definitely looks like we're retesting this previous resistance, because the market tried to break it, came back down, tried to break it, and we created a lower high right here. So this could be the counter trend. Natalie, how do we find you on Twitter? My name on Twitter. I actually did answer some questions about Twitter. I did answer some questions on Twitter from my own account. I don't know how to go inside of Twitter right now. I have a strange last name, so it's gonna be hard for you to spell it. Okay, swing like the fake out. Swing failure patterns like the fake out you see on X. They are strongest signal I use for trend reversals. Yes, exactly. XXT bag. I also use it. It's very good using. It's very good using the fake outs. As a confirmation to get into the market. Okay, so let's start from the beginning on EOTech. Huge momentum to the upside, obviously. I don't have anything to look back on except this high right here. That is the closest high that we're having at 23,721. So two things could happen from this level. Either we just retest it right now and then we see market continuing to the upside, or we will break the level and retest it from below and continue back down. So we're having another resistance right here. So we're using the previous support and resistance zones to see how the market is reacting to those levels. You can see market starts to have exhaustion right here. You start to have smaller and smaller bullish candlesticks. So look up for the market coming back down. Maybe you can post some charts in Telegram and not on Twitter. Well, the thing is, on our Telegram group, it's like when I'm not looking at the Telegram group for like 5 minutes and I'm looking at it again, it's like 2,000 new messages. So I think it's really hard for me giving you those. I want to see. I mean, I swear to God, I've never used Twitter. I only use Twitter because I want to see what's happening on the Bitcoinsensus Twitter. I don't even know my name. I'm just gonna see how I can, if I can. super bad at this. Oh, no problem, Subaru. Okay, so my Twitter account is this. I think that is. Or just take away the... So yeah, guys, you have the Twitter account right now in the chat. But guys, I haven't put up anything on it yet. But I'm gonna start doing that. It's easy for you to post it on Telegram. Yeah, it's easy for me, but it's so many people texting all the time. Everyone's texting, and I actually want to have my own Twitter account to build up. Okay, so what's next? Mask USDT. Starting with the weekly, guys, always very important using the higher time frames, because when we're coming to these levels, can you see how the market starts to reject them? So two things could happen from this level, as always. Either we will respect it, or we will break it, retest it, come back down. But something that we also have to have in mind is that we're having a previous resistance right here at 13.200. Looking at the 4 hour, we're just having the market falling back down, but we are retesting the weekly resistance right now. But we're also having huge wicks. I don't know, it looks like we're having more Natalie on Discord, set up your own analyze section. I actually have a Discord. I've used it before. Actually used it before. Okay, so yeah, very important level right now on mask is 14. I don't think we will hold it as a support, but that's obviously something that we have to wait and see. Breakdown continuation, look after 13.200 if we're starting to break to the upside again. But we're just having huge momentum. Okay, so we're looking at Rune USDT. It's easy to have Discord, yeah. I actually have my own group. I have a private group on Discord, because I know on Bitcoinsensus we're also gonna have a Discord. Found you on Twitter. Cool, Natalie. I find that. That's good. Hello, Natalie. Can you... Okay, so we're starting off with Rune. Okay. Looking at the daily. Same thing here. We have huge movement to the downside. Okay, so I already have a Fibonacci from 7.200. Okay, so we can... Where is it? And to the highest points at 14.757. We are making a or we did make higher high, higher low, higher high. We are waiting for the market to come back down and create the next higher high for then higher low, I'm sorry, for then continuing to the upside. And we could now retest, taking Fibonacci again from 14.6065 to the lowest point, and that is 12.8. 11.958, and we're heading up to that level right now. We can also just taking that one away. So either we will respect 13.227, or we can break that level and coming up to 13.688, and then see reversal back down to 10.102, market continuation to the upside. Why? Because on the higher time frames, that could be the higher low that we're seeing, and on the lower time frames, obviously it's more things happening. But as long as we know the targets where the higher low is, we could see the market come back down there. Even if we're having a huge bullish candlestick, I definitely want to see how the market is moving between these levels that I did talk about. So we're not seeing the market have the fake out and then you see the market continue back down again. Okay, so we're looking at Theta, and as always, it looks like we can come up and retest 7.356. I'm super bearish on every pair right now because we have broken the previous support. We're coming up and retest the support as a new resistance. And this could be the next lower high that we're having if we're taking a Fibonacci from 7.429 to the lowest point, and that is 7.005. We did break, but right now we are retesting the 61%. So that could be the market actually starting to continue to the downside. We can also come up again to this previous support around 7.3, as long as we're not breaking this high right here, because that's the last lower high that we did have. And if you're following market structure, the lower high needs to be lower than the previous lower high for it to be a lower high, right? And the target is obviously between 5.997 and 6.288. It's pretty far away, but that's what I see. Market will also, if we're going back in time, can you see, okay, we did have this previous support, we bounce off of it to the high again. Okay, so if we're breaking that level, the next level will be around 6.8. The next level could be around 6.4. So just because I'm having this as a target doesn't mean the market will spike to the downside, but it will take some time. But I definitely can see that as a target for us. We're looking at DOT, starting off with the higher time frames, and yeah, so we're continuing back down. So I already have targets here on around 37 and 40. We're making lower highs, a lower low. We could take fib from 53.39 to the lowest point at 47.38. So we could see market coming up and retest 50.42 and then continuing back down. We also have to break. We're retesting this previous high right now on the daily, so it's a pretty strong level for us. So we could continue to the upside from here. But remember guys, if we're coming to 59.67 around that level, please look at how the chart, how the market is moving against them. If you see the market actually breaking it, then that's a whole other thing. But if you start to see the market slowly starts to break to the downside, that is market creating a new lower high for the market to come back down again. Yes, guys, if you want to be a part of Bitcoinsensus community, Javor just put up the link that we're having to our Telegram group. You're more than welcome to be a part of that. So we're just talking about cryptocurrencies every single day. So we are 59 watching now. I don't know if all of you are from Bitcoinsensus community, but if you're not, you are more than welcome. And if you do not know who we are, we can also see we also have a website, Bitcoinsensus.com right here. So if you want to have daily updates about cryptocurrencies, we also have the charts right here that we are having. We're having updates on different cryptocurrencies, and especially Bitcoin and Ethereum. You have so much more on this website. Also, you have, if you're new to cryptocurrencies, you have guides how you can buy Bitcoin, how you can trade Bitcoin. We have exchange reviews. You have news, just daily updates. So if you're new, this is super good. We also have, so we're using Bybit as an exchange, and this is a very good platform if you want to swing trade. That means if you want to take longer trades during, holding it during the night or 2 nights, whatever. But on Bybit, we do have a bonus right now up to $3,500 depending on what you're depositing. And you have the link in the description down below this video, or you can see it inside of this website that I showed you on Bitcoinsensus.com. If you want to have a good day trading platform, you can use PrimeXbt, and we also have you can get 50% deposit as a bonus when you are registering from our links, either description or in the website. Super good. But this website is as I told you, very good if me and Andy don't have live streams or not the daily uploads, but you can just go inside here and read about the charts and our analysis about these coins. Super good. But going back to DOT right now, we could come up, as I told you guys, to the Fibonacci levels at 49.59 and 50.42. First target. We're having huge momentum to the downside. So that is why I'm looking for the market to come back down even more. Looking at this weekly candlestick. So if we're closing in 1 day and 7 hours like that, I definitely believe that we will continue back down one more time. You can see that also happened. If we're going back in time, you're having huge momentum, then you're having a bearish candlestick almost looking like this. We could come up a little bit during the week, but then the market actually breaking to the downside again. Yes, exactly. And if you don't know how to use Bybit or PrimeXbt, Andy made a great video about a tutorial about that, and Mark did just put up the link to that video on the chat. Natalie, can you? Okay, ADA. Okay, so we're looking at ADA, and on the weekly, okay, so on the lower time frames, I have a support around 2.028. We also have a trend line, so I'm taking the trend line from this low right here at 1.7850. We could come back down to the support again that we're having. We're having a support, resistance, resistance, breakout, retest, continuation to the upside. So for the market to come back down to this level again, there's no coincidence. So the market get magnet back to where the market has been before. We had a fake up from this level, market broke, retested the support again to continuation to the upside. If you're also taking a Fibonacci from the lowest point to the highest point, we saw market coming back down to that level, also closing inside of the Fibonacci and continuation to the upside again. We could come back down to these levels again at 2.0452 for then see the market continuing to the upside. So just because we've been touching the Fibonacci once doesn't mean we can touch it twice. Market usually fakes back, it comes back. You can also see that we did retest this previous low. We had the market coming up, slammed to the downside, but remember guys, we are in a uptrend. This is the pullback that we're having, and if we are having the previous support resistance zone combined with a Fibonacci, combined with a trend line, it's a huge probability that the market actually will go up. Done. Ooh. What? Okay, so I cannot do so much. Oh yeah. Okay, so we have a high right here at 3.33. We have a support at 1.78. We can take Fibonacci from 1.69447 to the highest point at 2.44594. So it looks like we're coming back down, having huge wick, a lot of wicks to the upside. We did retest this previous high right here at 2.55700. What could happen is that we just might see the market coming up and trying to break that level again, and then you see market slowly starts continuing to the downside. So before we're coming to the Fibonacci levels, you also have a previous resistance right here at 2.19286, where the market actually could starts to have movements to the upside again or come back down. Okay, so we're looking at XVG. Okay, so we have two resistance zones. We have one right here at 0.03500,
We also have a resistance right here, and I'm gonna take with the wicks, and that is around 0.03259. So market doesn't have the power to break these levels yet, so market could come back down, retest 0.03200 or 264, continues back down. Targets could be, if we're looking at the higher time frames, we're taking a Fibonacci from 02328 to 03508. Because we are in the uptrend, we need to find out where the pullback can end. So either we can come back down to Fibonacci level 02908, 02766, or if we're breaking these levels, you also have a previous resistance right here at 0.2604, where you can see market coming back down to. But it looks like we are retesting this level right here. We can also make this one smaller and do something like this. Using these lows, you can say breakout, retest, continuation to the downside. Looking at LRC, starting over on the higher time frames, just so we understand what we're looking at. Okay, so huge movement to the upside, obviously. So we could use the previous low at 1.1014 to the highest point, 3.2261. And I could, yeah, so we're just moving down right now on the 4-hour chart. Just as a falling knife, market can come back down to 2.15 or 1.91. We're also, having a previous high support Fibonacci from 3.0358 to the lowest point at 2.7114. Market comes back up, create the lower high, because on the lower time frames we are in a downtrend. Market continuation to the downside. Fam, how are you? Hello. Is everything okay with you? Does that make sense, guys? Okay, so what's Bitcoin up to? Yeah, we are retesting this previous, we are retesting 64,990. Is it this one? Dirk? Yes, you're always right. Is this the one, Devor? Okay, Okay, so oh, it's really hard. Okay, so well, no, we can try, but okay, so we're having the high at 4.6267. We're trying to break that right now, but we're having a huge doji against that level. So yeah, two things could happen. Either we are starting to continue, either we're breaking this level, or we can also retest this part. Okay, so if we're coming back down to 4.43, this could actually be where the market pulls back and continues to the upside. We're taking fib from, can take it from this previous high around 4.54. Could see market breaking to the downside to 4.22, continuation to the upside. Also have on the weekly, you have a previous resistance at 3.64. So yeah, okay, so looking at this pair right now, we're actually just consolidating. So I want the market either break the resistance. If we're not doing that, we can come back down to the support. If we're breaking the support at 3.83, we have two other levels right here that we have to look for. And that is 3.22 and 2.85. If we're breaking to the upside, I'm using the Fibonacci retracement tool to find the targets. And that could be, oh yeah, so 5 or 5.8 and 6.4. Where? XRD. I can't find that. Is it XRD? No problem, Subaru. I don't know if this is the one. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so XRD against the dollar. We're having a previous high at 0.5919. Looking at the lower time frames, we're having a trend line looking like this, and we are having obviously maintaining higher lows. we have a previous resistance, right? Okay, so we do have a resistance, and I'm not gonna take it from this high because that was the fake out. So we're having the resistance around 0.46, and we're breaking that level right now. So we could see the market either retest it this time and actually continues up, or the same thing as before, because we did have a fake out. But if we're having the fake out, we're looking at the trend line that we're having. And as long as we're not breaking 0.44, we can continue to the upside. Exactly, fam. Fake pump before the dump. Fake pump before the dump. It's not that one. It's only on one exchange. Okay, well, now we know what's happening on XRD against dollars. Fake dump before pump. FTM, of course. We're looking at FTM for Ulumide. I know that's not how you pronounce your name, but well, I don't know. Sorry. Okay, on Phantom, we do have a strong support right here. Fake out, retest, continuation to the upside. Fake out, retest, continue to the upside. So the move already happened like 4 hours ago. But we can take Fibonacci from 2.5848 to the highest point at 2.6995. Remember, guys, we are in a little uptrend. We're waiting for the market to come back down. I know it sucks that we have to wait, but you rather wait than lose your money on your account, right? Market continues to the upside. That could be around 2.6218. Based on the Fibonacci that we're having on the 1 hour chart. Going back in time, this is a level where we also have been as a support. Also a fake out support. Fake out, retest, continuation. Very close, yeah. Dave Warrior, is good that you checked XRD, was looking at it last night. Yes. Okay, so we could come up to the resistance again, but definitely look at these levels that I was talking about. Market can retrace back down on Phantom. Look on the daily. Okay, so we're looking at VLX. Okay. No problem, no problem. Okay, guys. So this is like the most choppy market I've ever seen. So it's very easy to get taken out. Because this market doesn't seem like it want to go up. Well, we'll try. We are just consolidating in between these levels. Going back in time, this is also a previous support. So either we could break 0.18, continuation to the upside, or we're breaking the support at 0.16, continuation to the downside, or we're just gonna continue bouncing in between these levels right here. Fake out, continues to the upside. But I mean, guys, if you're trading this pair, I don't know why you're doing that. You do whatever you want to do, but I mean, if you're having it, where are you supposed to have your stop loss? If you're selling this market, I mean, obviously the market doesn't want to go up. You're having wicks. This is like, this chart is made to take you out, to be honest. Oh yeah, I mean everyone likes different, that's good, but try to take a chart that actually, I mean, can give you something and not just make you wanna puke when you look at it, because that just make me nauseous. Okay, so we're looking at FET/USDT. We're taking a previous the support right here, resistance, I'm sorry, on the weekly that we're having trouble breaking. And this is also a very choppy market, or we do have a lot of wicks, so we could break this level right now, continue to the downside. Looks like that because we're having trouble breaking this previous resistance. Yeah, it's so many wicks. It's like so many wicks everywhere. Emmanuel, I put all my money there. Well, it's your money, so you do whatever you want to do. Okay. Looking at the 4-hour chart, this could be where we see the retest, continuation to the downside. Obviously, we have another support right here at 0.8 where we have to break if we're coming back down. I don't use Telegram. Fam, I don't use Telegram. I use YouTube. Good. That's so good. Yeah, so two things obviously can happen. Either we are actually breaking this level and we're respecting it, continuation to the upside around 0.8799 where the market is right now, or we'll actually have it as a new resistance. We can come back down to 0.82. Either we're holding it as a support, continuation to the upside, or we're actually breaking it, coming back down. The next target could be, if we're looking at the higher time frames, at that point we could come back down to the daily support around 0.7. So this is, I mean, it could happen, doesn't have to happen, guys. Remember, I'm just giving you the levels in case the market break one of them. It's always good to be a step ahead and actually see, okay, so if we're breaking this level, we can come up to this level. So for example, if we're going to the 4-hour chart, so if we're breaking it to the upside, the next level that we will see the market having trouble breaking is 0.96. Okay, we're looking at TEL USDT and we're having a strong support right here around 0.17. We're also having a trend line on the daily chart. And yeah, okay, so on the 4-hour chart, because I didn't like how the daily was looking, we do have a support right here who became a resistance. Market can come up again and retest it, either break it, continuation to the upside around 0.20, or the market will actually have it as a new resistance coming back down to the support again around 0.17. But we are also maintaining, so if we're looking, if we're using a trend line on the daily chart, we can also drag it from this, oh yeah, something like that. yeah, so if we're coming back down to the support, that could be combined with the trend line that we're having. But yeah, so look at 0.20 if we're retesting that level. Huge movement to the downside. We tried to break the trend, but we didn't have the power to do that, so we are coming back down. I look at Twitter. I don't use Telegram. UBX. Okay, so UBX. We are, so before I took a Fibonacci from the lowest point to the highest point. Yeah, so we are right now around Fibonacci levels, and look at how we are respecting the 50%. We're also having a support right here. Okay, so we're looking at the 4-hour. So it's very choppy chart. So we're just going in between the support around the 50% and 0.12. So we could see the market actually breaking this support continuation to the 61% that we're having around 961. Market then could slowly start to move to the upside. So guys, remember, we're having this consolidation right now, so market could give us the fake out, comes back inside of the support, continuation to the upside again. We're looking at LPT, starting off with the weekly. Obviously, we're having a huge momentum. So we're having a resistance at 74.79, around that level. So we're trying to break it, but we just might not have the power to do that. So we can use this previous resistance to see if we're actually gonna break it. If we're breaking it, guys, remember, always have a look at the next candle if we're closing inside, and create and not have it as a new resistance, retest continuation. So we're having a new support at 52.22, 57.22 that we can use to see if we're not having if we're not having the power to break the resistance, we could come back down to that level, to the previous support. And we just might bounce off of these levels, the resistance support, either break to the downside. At that point, we can come back down to, remember guys, this doesn't have to happen, it's just to have a clue where the market could come back down to, and that could be around 36.59. guys, doesn't have to happen, but if we're breaking one level, we're coming to the previous level. Or if we're breaking to the upside, the next target we have to break is 101.77, because that is, I do believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but that is the all-time high on this pair. Okay, we're looking at GRT. on the daily. Okay, so I want to see how look. Okay, so on the weekly, we're having two levels right here. The previous highest point is at 1.0806, and the next target is 1.0247. We're having another level right here, so I'm gonna take this one away because we don't want to have too many things on the charts. Okay, so I'm using this level because going back in time, the market tried to break it but never had the power to do that, so I always came back down and retested it. So this is the same thing, because on the 4-hour chart we are having a downtrend right now. Market creates lower lows and lower highs. So this could be the next lower high that we're having around 1.1206. I want to see how it looks with the Fibonacci. From the highest point at 1.1446 to the lowest point at 1.0587. And it actually looks like we are retesting this level right now to continue back down. The targets that I see is, first of all, 1.047. 1.9986 and 0.9623. But on the higher time frames we are in the uptrend, so we can take the Fibonacci, looking at the 2-day instead to have more. I'm taking a Fibonacci from 0.8845 to 1.1356. Going to the lower time frames again, I just want to see how we're combining those together. And that's okay. So yeah, so if we're having the targets coming back down to this level, the market is actually exactly where the Fibonacci is on the higher time frames for the market to actually pull back to the upside. No problem. Oh, USDT. Oh, sorry guys, I'm always drawing. Okay, I don't know what they were timeout everyone, so she only sees your comment alone. You hear? Looks like Mark left the building. I don't know if this is the pair that you want me to look at, but hey, it's a HAMDAE. Okay, so we came back down to the support right here. Oh my god. So we're having a strong key level. And why? Because every time the market was here, the market reversed from it. So for us to come back down to this level again is, I mean, no coincidence. So we're taking a Fibonacci from 821 to the highest point at 9598, and this is actually how it looks. So we're starting, so we just might now start to see the market either just consolidate between these levels, just then see market continuing to the upside. So from 860 up to 890, the market could actually just go in between. We can try to break it as a fake out, then continuation to the upside. I don't believe we will, as long as we're not breaking 820, market could come back down and trying to fake us out again. But after that, we just might see the market have it as a new support, continuation to the upside. That is why if we're seeing the market fake us out, we need the second leg to be higher than the first leg. XPR. Okay, we're looking at XPR, and this is how it looks. So we're starting off with the daily. Okay, so we're taking these away. Okay, so we're having 03484 as a target for us to see the market coming back down to. Looks like this is happening, guys. So it looks like we're having the fake out right now, depending on how the market is closing in 1 hour and 34 minutes. If this bearish candlestick is closing below the resistance, this could happen. That you're seeing the market retesting it as a new resistance, and then the market goes back down, because we are right now at the higher high, so market could come back down and create the higher low. So we're taking the help of fib from 03089 to the highest point at 04012, and that is also where the previous resistance is. So that is a good target for us to see market coming back down to. Does it make sense for you guys? And you also have a double top right here. Okay, looking at Bitcoin, guys, perfectly. Hehe, market comes back down. Told you. Oops. We're not ready to come back up again. Not just yet. Not yet. Gotta go. Marcus in the house. Have a great evening. Take care, guys. Enjoy the stream and hit that like. Thank you so much, Devar. Have a good vacation. Have a good vacation. Hello, Mark. How are you? It's us. It's you and me now. Okay, link USDT. Oh, what happened here, guys? Okay, so looks like it's the same thing happening right now. It looks like everything is just very bearish. Okay, so we have a previous. We do have a previous resistance where the market having trouble breaking. We have so many wicks to the upside. Looks like we're coming back down. If we're looking at the higher time frames, we also have a pattern right here where you have a head and shoulder. So, oops. looks like, yeah, we're retesting this level going back down. The target for the market to come back down to, I mean, okay, we do have a trend line where the market can come back down to, obviously. Oops. Looking at the low, okay, so okay, so where the market can come, so I can have three targets. I have 3.78, I have 29.83, and I have 28.09 as targets for the market to come back down to. Obviously, it's not happening right away. It could happen. Looking at the 2-day. We could come back, yeah, so 29.58 and 28.37 is also targets where we can see market coming back down to, for then continuing to the upside. And when we're coming to this resistance again around 34, we also have to look up after, so we're not getting faked out again and the market comes back down. Maverick is here. Hello, how are you? Or guys, remember, we don't always have to go back down. As if you see market breaking this level, it could definitely come back up. So the only thing that we have to look for is how the market is reacting to these levels for us to be able to make a decision off of that. But that is why it's really good having these targets for us to see what we actually can do about them. So guys, if you're new to my channel, please make sure to go in and subscribe to this channel and hit that notification. So every time I'm going live or having a new daily update on about cryptocurrencies, you'll have the notification for you to see that. I'm always having daily updates about cryptocurrencies. I go on multiple live streams, just like today. I had one yesterday too, and just going through the charts together with you. I'm always trying to make trading as easy. I always say this, but I'm really trying to make trading as easy as possible because I know how hard it is. And I'm super honest when it comes to everything. I'm not here to trying to fool you guys. I'm really giving you what I see. And trading is hard. It's really hard. But as long as you're trying and as long as you're studying, you will eventually be good at it. And please guys, we're having 70 likes. We're 53 watching. If you haven't liked the video, please go inside and do that so we can reach out to more people. So we can reach out to you, more people. Okay, looking at A to A, we're going down. Oh, sorry guys, we were looking at this pair before. Everything is just very bearish right now. Okay, so Bitcoin is really going down, guys. It's really going down, and you could see that we did touch. So this is very important. We did come back up and retested the previous all-time high. We've already been here one time before, or multiple times. So market just came up and retested that level for it then to continue to the downside. Okay, we're looking at EOS. taking a trend line, but we're just gonna adjust the trend line a bit. So this one is not accurate right now, but it could definitely happen in the future if we are seeing the market continue back down. We're also having a resistance right here. I'm not taking these one with me because those are the fake outs that we're having. Okay, so looking at the daily again. So, okay, resistance. Okay, so this is the thing. So we're having a support and resistance here where we actually did retest, but as long as we're not having the fake, because looking at the daily again, you could see that from this level right here, around 5, the market tried to break it but didn't have the power to do that, so we came up and retested it as a new resistance. And we are right now at that level again, but the market could definitely right now break it. And then you see the market having the retest continuation to the upside. Fibonacci, yes. But if we're seeing the market closing below at 5 again, you could see retest continuation back down to the support at 4.8. Because we just might have a lower high forming because we're lower than this low right here. So this could be the next lower high that we're having. Super strong resistance, even if we're having a huge candlestick to the upside. If you don't, so sometimes that is hard if we're having huge boxes like this. So what we can do is that we're using either this low that we're having around 9 of November or this low right here. Okay, so we're melting. We're not going up. Oh my God! Yeah, we're going down. So what you could see is that market just might come up and retest it, then continues back down. Want to see how it looks on Bitcoin? So if we all know Wesley did with 100% buy the market, right? And now he's not so happy. And he's not here to hear me make fun of him. It's really boring. Yeah, guys. Oh. Who's Wesley, Mark? I don't know. Don't know. I do not know who Wesley is. Waiting for him to sell. Wesley will start to sell the market when the market comes to the support. And then that's when the market is going up. Yeah, we're just melting, guys. Where is Wesley Moon? I don't know where he is. Maybe he has a life. Ignoring the charts? What? How can you do that? On a Sunday or Saturday? What? Can you do that? Oh my god, this is so funny. Guys, as always, we have to have fun looking at these charts because the charts can make us go crazy. Look at Ethereum, how good the market did react to this level that I did have. This is amazing, guys. It's amazing. Don't complicate your charts, guys. Don't complicate it. You can just using these levels is really important. You don't have to have 100 different indicators telling you what to do, because look at this. You see the market reacting to these levels that I'm talking about. Market will always respect levels. Always, always, always. Trading is hard, but we're trying to make it as simple as possible, right? What? Looking at also, everything's going down. Okay, we're looking at perp USD. Oh yeah, so this was the one with the wick. Same thing here. So we are taking because I'm taking this level right here at 17.86. We're having the market try to break this level, never had the power to do that. The same thing that could happen is that we're seeing the retest of this resistance turning into a new resistance. Market then comes back down again. Target could be, we're taking another Fibonacci on the higher time frames, from the lowest point from 16.23 to the highest point to 18.04, and that's where it looks like we're coming back down to. That is also a previous resistance right here, and that is also the previous lower high where the market broke. So for the market to come back down to retest that level, continuation to the upside. I'm in a trade. That's good, Villation. Villation. So good. Okay, so Reeve, BTC, coming back down first of all to 63,400, around that level, because that is the previous support that we did have, also a previous resistance. That is also, is it a target? No, taking that one away. This is also a support where the market tried to fake us out, came back down and retested. So we have to look at this support, so that's not going to happen again, because usually what happens where the market has trying to fake us out, it will try to fake us out again. The market is always trying to fool us, guys, so we just have to understand when the market's trying to do that. Looking here, you have a support, market tried to fake us out, retest, continuation, fake out, continuation, almost a fake out. We can move the support, fake out, retest, continuation. So the only thing that we're trying to do is just figure out what the market is doing. And because we know they don't want us to be able to trade, we have to know what the market is doing to try to take us out. Wesley is one of Saint Nicholas' helpers and the saint arriving home. So that's where it is. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, guys, it's so funny to have you on this live stream. Guys, I love you making me laugh all the time. Okay, guys, so this is what I right now see on Bitcoin and on the other pairs. I hope this was good, guys. I wanted to do a longer stream, but I'm gonna do that one tomorrow. So we're having 59 people watching right now. Please, guys, if you haven't liked this video, please go inside and do that. Gunter van Hermit, hello, how are you? I was just about to end this live stream when you came in. The market is just going down. But if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please guys do that. I'm having daily updates about cryptocurrencies. I have multiple live streams, and I'm always trying to make everything as easy as possible. He's handing out free coins to all the kids. Yes. Well, I don't think Wesley have any coins to give the kids. Here's all the coins I lost. Bad news, Wesley got trapped in. Okay, I'm gonna end this call, guys. Have a good day. Go back to this. Go back on this live stream if you want to look at some of the pairs that I was looking at. But remember, guys, try not to get faked out. Look at where the fake outs is, and after that, you're just going to the opposite direction, because usually that is what's happening. So, thank you so much for being on this live stream. Have a good day, and we'll see each other in tomorrow's live stream. Bye from Sweden. Have a good day or night.